Good afternoon and welcome to 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf Direct Limited, which comes to you this afternoon from Watson Park. The FA Cup is in town and Ware are facing a second qualifying round game against Chelmsford City from National League South. Tell you all about it and bring you full live commentary, but not before, of course, I have introduced my partner in crime. Very good afternoon to Simon Alamanni.
Yeah, good afternoon, Pete. Good afternoon, everyone. And cracking atmosphere here. Good crowd here. Plenty of Chelmsford City fans, which is lovely to see. They've brought a very good following along with them. And looking forward to another fun-filled action of FA Cup.
Yeah, the FA Cup, Ware have reached the third qualifying round 2 of the last 4 seasons, and we'll be hoping to make it 3 out of 5 this afternoon. They've got experience, of course, of playing teams from 2 leagues up. Put Hemel Hempstead out a couple of years ago, and then were unlucky against Kidderminster Harriers down here. So hopefully we'll get something every bit as good this afternoon against the team who are currently lying 7th in the National League South. Let's take you through the team lineups. Paul Halsey makes 4 changes from the team that went out of the FA Trophy this time last week at Hadley. So they will start with Fred Burbidge in goal. A back 4 with David Sota, Joel Jacobs, and the 2 centre-backs, Darian Furlong and Dan Rumans. Mitch Hahn, Jack Dreyer, Freddie Moncur and Richard Ennin will form a 4-man midfield in support of Liam Dawson and Theo Afori up front. On the bench, plenty of youth. Youngsters Tom Gay, Gabriel Chaps, Declan Nishi, Lewis Rose, Jamie Ford, Matt Walsh and the young goalkeeper Ben Nightingale. 2 teams coming out, and Chelmsford City in their familiar all-claret strip. They've got Jacob Marsden in goal. Their usual goalkeeper, Joshua Alawemi, is suspended, having been sent off. Ben Brooks, Anthony Wadsworth, Dave Winfield, Mo Darbury, Samir Carruthers, Eze Agobzumi, Luke Jenkins, Jermaine Francis. Charlie Ruff, of course, started off here as a Ware youth player, and Mo Bettimer. On the bench for them, Adam Mills, Cameron James, Jazzy Barnum Bob, Callum Jones, Freddie Hockey, Callum Watts and Josh Castiglione. The referee is Neil Pratt, who comes from Warwickshire, Evesham in Warwickshire, and his 2 assistants, Thomas George and Emmanuel Onafe. So 2 teams, nice to see. Ware team out there with all the mascots that are following them round as the 2 teams do a break. High fives to the players, high fives to the officials, and we've seen it before against teams that are 2 divisions up. Simon, what are you expecting this afternoon?
Yeah, as you say, we've seen it before. We know what Ware can do against teams 2 up, and I think the thing to point out is they really need the crowd to get behind them on occasions like this. They have done before, and also, I mean, you think those games that we had against Hemel Hempstead and Kidderminster, they never gave up, did they? So even if something like that does happen, they find themselves 1-0 down, 2-0 down, let's not count them out, because we know what they can do in that situation. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, 2 last-minute equalisers, one against Hemel, one against Kidderminster a couple of years ago. And against Hemel Hempstead made a terrible start. They were 2-0 down in 17 minutes. So this team has the ability to come back. Good to see Liam Dawson out there. First time we've seen him since his return from Potter's Bar. Could be a headlining performance for Liam. He stands on 49 Ware goals so far. We'll be looking for his 50th. The 2 skippers inside the centre circle. Dan Rumans taking the armband for Ware with Lewis Rose on the bench. And as far as Chelmsford are concerned, the very experienced Dave Winfield, 34-year-old, back in his 2nd spell at the club. Wickham and York amongst his league teams. Playing the league experience in this Chelmsford City side, who have got the squad numbers. Not universally popular with me, but I'm sure we'll get through it as they approach the huddle midway inside their halfway season. Well, been a little bit of a curate's egg so far. Played 6, won 4, lost 2, 4-13 against 12, scoring plenty of goals, but letting quite a few in as well. As far as Chelmsford are concerned, well, they're in 7th, which is one of the playoff places in that National League South, having won 4 and drawn 3 and lost 2 of their games so far. Goals a little hard to come by, only scored 12 in 9 games. They've also only conceded 8 last time out. They were on the south coast, which is the kind of weather we've got here this afternoon, losing 2-1 at Torquay United. So referee's got the players together. We are just about to get underway here at Watson Park with 90 minutes live in association with Easy Shell. Full live commentary on Ware against Chelmsford City coming up. And our referee Neil Pratt just checking with his 2 assistants. Assistant referee this side's a big fella. Might need to be, because they've got 5 bookings between them on the Chelmsford bench. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Meanwhile, Charlie Ruff, formerly of his parish, as they say, gets us underway in the FA Cup second qualifying round, with Chelmsford City kicking from right to left. Our commentary position is they're in the area already. Shot comes in and comes off the outside of the post from that far side, and what an opening that could have been. 19 seconds on the clock as that shot came in from the far side of the field and bounced off of Freddie Burbage outside post. Almost a lightning start, Simon.
Yeah, it was, and I think Ware have really got to be on their toes. Chelmsford City obviously looking to make an early positive start, and Ware just need to keep their heads for the first few minutes, I think.
Jermaine Francis it was with the shot. Betzmer brings the ball down on his chest. Chelmsford started quickly. Charlie Ruff controls the ball well. Inside his own half on this side is Ben Brooks. Brooks, who scored at Torquay this time last week. Ball played to Samir Carruthers, who played for Barnet amongst the other teams. He's an Irish under-21 international. Played for Hemel as well. He's been around a little bit. Ball back with Fred Burbage for Ware. AFC Dunstable and Dereham, the 2 teams that Ware have beaten so far. The crowd against Dereham, 232. I think they've well topped that this afternoon. As Richard Ennin gets his head to the ball, but it spins out of play on that far side of the field. And the right fullback, Luke Jenkins, who has 12, former AFC Wimbledon player, will take the throw in for the Clarence. Jenkins just waiting. The referee was doing there, having a little look behind the goal, being defended by Jacob Marsden. Throw in, finds Mo Bettimer, talking of Barnet links, as ball goes high in the air, and David Soto will head it from inside the centre circle. Liam Dolson got a little bit of a shove in the back, but here's Richard Ennin. Richard Ennin fires in the shots, and not so far away from Richard Ennin. Ware's first opportunity, and he certainly got the space there.
Yeah, that's just the thing that Ware need. Give themselves a bit of confidence and early move, early opportunities, and some great space that he found himself on that left-hand side, and effort on goal not too far away.
No Joe Dearman this afternoon, or Reece Monsagna, so Richard Ennin getting the start on the left-hand side. Oh my word, Darian Furlong goes down, with Bettimer backing into him, and in the end referee just shakes his head, and Ware have got a throw in on this near side. You get a feeling that's going to be a bit of a battle between those two. Darian, who's started so well here in his first season at Watson Park. I wonder if Chelmsford has done their homework on the long throw. I'm sure they have, because here comes one. Away it goes from the head in the end of Anthony Wordsworth. And the ball forward on this near side finds Charlie Ruff, the number 16. Winger in Finchley, Hornchurch and Hertford Town, of course, amongst his former clubs. Luke Jenkins forward for Carruthers. Carruthers on that far side. Sets Francis on his bike, pulls the ball back. Here's Mo Bettimer with a chance. Didn't take it. Finds Carruthers again. Ball across the area. Chance goes begging. One wonders why Mo Bettimer didn't pull the trigger there.
Well, he had perfect opportunity. He had the space to take the shot, but he decided obviously not to take that. Tried to lay it off, and obviously hasn't worked for him.
Well, neither team's going to defend, I think that's certain. It's been a entertaining opening 4 minutes here at Watson Park. Nothing to do it for our other two clubs, by the way. Hertford had a friendly last night, drew 2-2 in New Salamis, and Welwyn Garden City not got a game, having been knocked out of this, of course, in the first qualifying round. Long ball forward, and on this near side, Liam Dolson is battling for it, can't get it, and Bettimer is on the shoulder of Darian Furlong, who volleys it out for a throw-in to Chelmsford City. Ben Brooks will take the throw-in. Brooks taking his time about it, and finds Ebomimi, and the ball on that far side ricochets back to Luke Jenkins. Jenkins outside for Francis for Charlie Ruff. Charlie Ruff on the halfway line, space closed down by Richard Ennin, goes back for Winfield. Winfield on this near side brings in Brooks. Patient build-up play from the visitors. Brooks on that far side finds James to Carruthers. Already been lively in this encounter. Two teams have met before in the FA Cup, thanks to Statman himself, Steve King. It's the third qualifying round, 1985. Chelmsford won that by a golden nil, but it was highly disputed by Ware. It was a Peter Taylor penalty 5 minutes before the end of that match. And it was given for a disputed handball as Theo Ofori goes in on this near side. It's crowded out. And Brooks, long ball forward, looking for Bettimer. Nice flick header, but he can't find Charlie Ruff. And Darian Furlong puts it all the way back to his goalkeeper, Fred Burbage. Yeah, it was a handball by Ware's Kevin Barry, evidently. The referee, Mr. Dorling, gave it, much to the displeasure of the Ware contingent. And Chelmsford won 1-0. I have played pre-season here. They played pre-season this year, of course. Ware won 3-0, but I wouldn't really use that as too much of a form guide. Chelmsford fielded 21, including 5 trainees on that occasion. So not exactly a true reflection. Joel Jacobs, installed at left back, will take the throw in. He's had an injury which kept him out from pre-season, but back in the lineup now. Ball out far side of the field. Luke Jenkins will take the throw in for Chelmsford. Throws it inside for Eze Ubazemi. Ubazemi's ball for Brooks. Ubazemi lets the ball run through his legs, and they give it away to Richard Ennin. Ennin's got Dolson in front. He's got Theo Ofori and acres of space on this right-hand side. Mitch Hahn can't find him, and in the end it just ricochets off of Francis and goes out for a throw-in, which Joel Jacobs will take. Finds Freddie Moncur further down the line for Jacobs, looking for Richard Ennin. Ennin battling the ball over the far side, and Ennin does well, goes down under pressure from Francis and wins Ware a free kick. Parallel to the edge of the 18-yard area on that left-hand side, and a chance for Dan Rumans and Darian Furlong to come up from the back for Wolves' side. 7 minutes gone in the bright sunshine at Watson Park. 90 minutes live with Pete and Simon, as we are every Saturday in midweeks, involving our 3 clubs in association with our sponsors Easy Shelf. Joe Jacobs and Mitch Hahn over the ball to take the free kick. Darian Furlong's done that thing where he just hovers behind the back line and then will bring himself forward, so he's not offside. Richard Ennin, Dan Rumans on the far post as well. Referee takes a look, sounds the whistle. It's going to be Joel Jacobs that puts it across. He'll ricochet out to the edge of the 18-yard area where Dan Rumans will let it run for a throw-in to Ware. This is going to be Mitch Hahn who will take this, one of the 2 long throw experts in the Ware side. Thought about the short one of Freddie Moncur, but decides he doesn't like that possibility. So he's going to throw it into the box. Rumans and Darian Furlong still there. And Mitch Hahn's got a good throw on him as well as he demonstrates there. Heads go up, finally gets cleared in the edge of the area by Francis. Richard Ennin is making a nuisance of himself with Carruthers. It's chipped forward by Freddie Moncur, straight into the arms of Marsden. Marsden, long kick forward. Charlie Ruff was the furthest player forward for Chelmsford, and Freddie Burbage will collect it in his all fluorescent lime green kit and take it down. So we had that very lively beginning. Game just settled down a little bit now.
Yeah, it has a little bit. As you say, a few chances in those first 5 minutes or so. But it seems like the two teams have settled into some sort of pattern right now.
Long kick by Freddie Burbage. Brooks can't clear it, and Liam Dalton will set Theo Ofori on the right-hand side of the box, plays the ball in, look for the return to Dalton, who didn't read it. And it goes straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. On the side of the field is Francis coming deep to collect the ball from Luke Jenkins. Jenkins for Winfield. And Winfield on this near side for Brooks. Brooks down the line for the number 7 Mo Dabra. He's Italian by birth. He's once again Chelmsford taking their time now, getting out their own half as Jenkins ball forward, searches out Mo Bettimer, who's got Dan Rumans with him. Bettimer takes a tumble and the ball goes behind for a goal kick to Ware. Prize money for the FA Cup for this particular round. Well, if you win it, then it's worth a minimum of £8,944 to Ware. Chairman will like that. But even if they lose this afternoon, they still will have amassed £4,819, which is probably enough to pay a little bit of the barbell of the average Premier League player, but means a considerable amount when you're down at this level of football. Freddie Burbage is going to restart with a goal kick from the goal away to our left. It's hit left-footed, land midway inside the Chelmsford half, straight over the back of Richard Enning goes Jenkins, and here's Winfield with Liam Dawson. Winfield very experienced, chips the ball forward. Francis can't control it, and Richard Enning will get it to Jack Dreyer. Dreyer forward, here is Liam Dawson. He's somewhat isolated. The back heel finds Freddie Moncur. Moncur then gives it away, and in the end he has to put the ball between the legs of Ebomemi and out for a throw-in to Chelmsford. But I believe at the moment, watching these two teams, that there's a complete chasm in the non-league pyramid. Chelmsford in the National League South, Ware in Southern League Division 1 Central, of course, 10th place, but got games in hand on the teams above them, mainly because of this FA Cup run. Here's Charlie Ruff. Long ball on the far side, looking to search out Francis, but Joel Jacobs does the job. Puts it back to Freddie Burbage. Winfield will find Charlie Ruff. I know what we can expect from him, all action. As he plays the ball on that far side to Jenkins, the right back. Jenkins gets it back once again from Anthony Wordsworth, and it threads its way on this left-hand side for Charlie Ruff. Moves inside, takes the 1-2 from Carruthers. Francis is out on that far side. Joel Jacobs will close down the space. Jenkins will bring in Ebomemi, who finds Carruthers. Patient build-up, thought about the shot then, did Carruthers. Gets a 1-2 with Charlie Ruff. And in the end, it all gets a little bit too intricate for Chelmsford. And the ball will go out for a goal kick to Ware. Mitch Hahn, Freddie Moncur and Jack Dreyer very much in the midfield three. Something that Mitch Hahn has operated, of course, as central striker before Liam Dalton came back to the club. And Jack Dreyer has been amongst the goals, scored a couple this season, including one in the East Hearts derby against Hertford, of course. Got Ware on their way to a 2-0 win. Goal kick will land on the head of Winfield. Solid header, but only finds Dan Rumans. Rumans high up and under. Jenkins will have to watch it, and he misses it. Dalton can't get it, and Jack Dreyer is robbed by Wordsworth, who finds Mo Bettimer inside the centre circle. Carruthers look for something on the left-hand side. There wasn't anything, so he had to turn backwards, and Ebomemi will have to go backwards onto the halfway line and find Anthony Wordsworth. Wordsworth forward for Carruthers. Carruthers ball looking to release Darbury. Is Liam Dawson all on his own. Good tackle comes in from Winfield, but Ware will get it back with Richard Ennin. Jack Dreher's run down that left-hand side. Enning's pass didn't quite have enough legs on it. Dreher has to turn backwards for Joel Jacobs. Gets the ball back from Freddie Moncur. Jacobs again plays the ball forward, looking for Dawson, but Liam Dawson had strayed into an offside position. Chelmsford take it quickly to Carruthers. Carruthers' ball on this near side. We'll seek out Mo Darbury. Darbury inside for Charlie Ruff. Charlie Ruff inside the centre circle for Ebelrimi, and it could have been a quick break, but momentum has rather gone. But on this near side, Brooks brings it inside the edge of the box and away by the outstretched boot of Darian Furlong. Ware could have been in trouble then, but Furlong, who settled in so well, was giving ball Aussie, as he admitted to us last time we talked to him, a bit of a central defensive headache with Dan Rumans and Lewis Rose as well. Got three very accomplished central defenders going for two places. Oh, it's been given away by Jenkins to Richard Ennin. Dawson on the run. Winfield covering. Ennin makes into the box as well. Liam Dawson fires in the shot! And Liam Dawson fires in his 50th goal for Ware, which puts them in front. It's taken them 15 minutes, and Ware lead Ayr by a golden ell.
Oh, fantastic work there from Liam. You know, when he's in that situation, he's beat the defender, he gets in, he's got one-on-one with the keeper, and you would always put your money on Liam Dawson to slot it into the net, and that's exactly what he's done.
Look who's back, as we said in our Instagram post. Well, he's back indeed. Liam Dawson scores his first of the season for Ware, and they take the lead here against Chelmsford City, who will wonder on that far side. Jenkins went AWOL, Winfield didn't do the job, and Liam Dawson managed to get himself inside, and with that trusty left boot, thumped it wide of Marsden and into the back of the net. So the home side in front at Watson Park, but a long way to go. Wordsworth finds Ebamimi. Here's Carruthers. Back for Jenkins. Just what the team needed though, as they have played a little bit on confidence this season, and that will do their confidence no end of good. As Ebamimi picks the ball up. Richard Ennins made a really good start on that far side. Here's Charlie Ruff for Chelmsford. Back to Wordsworth. Carruthers. Patient play again. Carruthers then puts his foot on the accelerator a bit. Darbury tries to put it through for Bettimer, but in the end, all the way through to Fred Burbage. Mo Bettimer's played international football, of course, for Libya. He was having a career which has taken him around Essex as well. Was formerly at Braintree before he signed for Barnet, and never really made it for him at the Hive. Long kick forward. Jenkins again can only head it up in the air. That's Richard Ennin making another nuisance of himself, putting Francis under pressure. Jack Dreher's there as well. Ball goes out, but it's going to go out for a Chelmsford City throw-in on that far side of the field. Last time Chelmsford lost in the second qualifying round, by the way. Let's get the one out of the way. 2020, 2-0 away at Kettering Town. As Carruthers finds Ebamimi on the halfway line. Plays it to his left to the ever-willing Charlie Ruff. Charlie Ruff with Jack Dreher in front of him. Chips the ball across, looking for Bettimer. Linesman's flag goes up. And Dan Romans does well to win it in the air. It's going to be a physical battle with Mo Bettimer, but no one better for a physical battle than Dan Romans, of course.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think you said it early on that it's going to be an interesting battle there, and I rather Mo better than me. I wouldn't like to be in a battle like that with Dan Romans. He's a big lad, isn't he?
He's a big lad.
Very muscular. Muscular, and I think if you bounced off him, I think I'd end up in the opposition penalty area. Good
job. We're always on the right side. As Jenkins beats Richard Ennin to the ball, but can only head it out on that far side. And Joel Jacobs, experienced player as well, not a steadying influence in that back four, will take the throw in onto the head of Francis. Up goes to Freddie Moncur. Carruthers beats him to it. Charlie Ruff had seen the run of Darbury down this left hand side, but he couldn't take the ball with him. And Theo Afori does a good job of shadowing the Italian, who puts the ball onto the halfway line to Ebomimi, who tempts Jenkins forward on that far side. Long ball diagonally right to left to Brooks, who come in. Here's Charlie Ruff on the edge of the area, chips the ball across to Carruthers. Ware have got to be precise in their marking here. Freddie Moncur's there, does a good job, and Carruthers has given it away to Richard Ennin. Here comes Ennin, and Liam Dalton on the right. But Ennin's ball is a poor one. Freddie Moncur had made the run down the left-hand side as well. Ware could have been in then, but so could Chelmsford here. Mo Betzmer on the left-hand side. The arm goes up suggesting it was offside, but in the end the ball goes out, nothing doing anyway. And so it'll be, is that going to be a goal kick, or it's actually player's gone down. David Sota has gone down, got himself back up though. Looks like he's going to be okay. And I think the referee indicates it would have been an offside decision against Mo Betzmer anyway. 19 minutes gone here on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf with Beaton Simon, bringing you non-league football involving Hertford, Ware and Welwyn Garden City every week. And at the moment it's Ware who lead here by a goal to nil in the second qualifying round of the FA Cup. Freddie Moncur can't keep the ball in near side. Brooks in the area takes the throw in. Furlong's got to watch it, but in the end it just skims off Betzmer's head. Didn't really know where it was going. It goes all the way back to the keeper, Freddie Burbidge. Freddie will take his time, and Mo Betzmer will pick the ball up. New usual half-time sequence, by the way. He'll tell you a little bit about Chelmsford. The Hart Senior Cup draw has been raised, as has the FA Youth Cup as well, so we'll tell you about those, and of course the 90 Minutes Live Golden Boots. Freddie Moncur goes in, wins the ball well, and Winfield will let it run to his goalkeeper Jacob Marsden. Couldn't do a lot about the goal. Hit firmly beyond him by the left boot of Liam Dawson. Kick forward, looks for Francis. He's tussling with Joel Jacobs, but Francis who comes up with the ball. Betzmer's in the box, as is Charlie Ruff, and Francis still going, flying header from Darian Furlong clears the problem for Ware. Ennin will keep it in on that far side and go round Francis. Kept the ball in, good play again by Richard Ennin. Ennin's there by Ebomimi, who brings him down, and Ware get themselves a free kick midway inside the Clarets half, right on that far side touchline. And Richard Ennin's been an impressive start by him on that left-hand side. Yeah, I think he's worked really well so far this afternoon. Had a couple of good runs at the defenders, and he's given them a little bit of trouble so far this afternoon. Well, as I said, no Gio Dearman this afternoon, so another one of those selection headaches perhaps that Wolsey likes to have. Free kicks will be taken by Joel Jacobs midway inside the Chelmsford half, right on that far side in front of the low stand. Once more Furlong and Rumans have come up from the back. Here comes the kick, up goes Winfield, wins it well, finds Carruthers, couldn't control it at the first attempt, gets it back at the second, and waits for players to come forward. Francis will bring in Charlie Ruff to Ebomimi, and the chance of a quick counter-attack by Chelmsford has gone, as Ware have got players back behind the ball. Wordsworth finds Charlie Ruff. Ebomimi finds Wordsworth again. Patient build-up play, just looking for that opening. Here's Charlie Ruff. Space closed down well by Freddie Moncur and Mitch Hahn. On this near side, Brooks will pick the ball up. And Ebomimi, who finds Charlie Ruff again. Ebomimi gets it back. Very much the ticking clock in the middle of midfield. Nice back heel by Carruthers. He will try the shot. Good save by Freddie Burbidge. Pushes it up into the air, and perhaps at the second attempt. First work for the Ware goalkeeper, and he did it well. Yeah, absolutely. He's reacted well to that one. Parried that first one, but quick to bounce on the rebound from that, and good work from Fred. I think Carruthers will have hoped to have got a little bit more on it than he did. Fred's clearance high, long ball. Jenkins again watching one. come in from the sky. This time he heads it onto the centre circle. Charlie Ruff and Dan Rumans. Not really a physical contest, but on this near side, the Arbery does well to put Theo Afori aside, but Bettimer's ball straight at the feet of Dan Rumans against the wrath of some of the Chelmsford fans amongst us. And ball forward, up in the air by Jenkins. Can't go along with it at all. Again, though, the ball will go out for a throw-in for Ware. Sun's gone in, still warm though, on this mid-September day. And for the moment, anyway, sun may not be shining up in the sky, but metaphorically it's shining on Ware. They lead by a goal to nil. It's Richard Ennin. Just a little bit of a shove from Jenkins, but gets the ball back from Joel Jacobs. Jacobs cultured cross, but in the end Brooks is there ahead of Theo Afori, brings in Charlie Ruff. Charlie Ruff being pursued by Liam Dawson, finds Carruthers, who gives it straight to Dan Rumans. Rumans finds Freddie Moncur on the halfway line, finds Richard Ennin. It's Ennin himself, well, it's catching. He's given it away to Andy Wordsworth. Carruthers finds Darborough, who's come centre field trying to get hold of the ball. Will send Francis scurrying away on that right hand side of the box, pulls the ball across the box, nobody there, but Charlie Ruff will collect it. Charlie Ruff goes on to the left boot, good tackle coming in from David Sota, gives Chelmsford City the corner.
Yeah, not more good work there from David Sota. Just important in that situation. He watched the ball and he's timed that tackle really well.
Samir Carruthers it will be. He will take the corner, but not before the referee's had a little bit of a word with the Ware bench here. He's just having a little bit of a word with Paul Halsey and I think pointing out the thing about staying in your technical area. Sometimes Paul does go walkabout on occasions. So Carruthers plays it short to Brooks, gets it back again, tries to turn round to Forey, the ball will break to Brooks, chips it across, and Freddie Burbage will collect that very comfortably inside his 6-yard box. No problems for the goalkeeper there. 26 minutes gone. Just joined us. Where you been? Ware are leading here by a goal to nil, scored on 15 minutes. Liam Dawson's 50th for the club. In his couple of spells, there's another long high kick by Burbage, and they're giving Chelmsford problems. The team don't seem to be able to deal with them that much. Winfield again has just headed out play on that far side, midway inside his own half, and that can be dangerous, of course, when you've got Mitch Hahn and Darian Furlong in your team. It's one or the other is going to try the long throw. This time it's Mitch Hahn on that far side of the field, and Rumans and Furlong have made their way into the box. Only Mo Bettimer forward for Chelmsford. Mitch's throw will come in, another good one, and Jenkins can just head it out and give Ware's number 4 another go. Oh, it's going to be Darian Furlong with his first one inside the Chelmsford City half on that far side of the field. As we always say, training's got to be interesting between those two. Who can throw it the furthest? I'm not going to judge. Here's Darian's throw. It's on the flicked on by Dan Romans, but headed out by Wordsworth. But Furlong will get it back again. Decent cross, but Marsden can collect that quite comfortably from Theo Afori. On this near side, Brooks picks up the ball. Ebanimi for Anthony Wordsworth. Wordsworth across the halfway line. Right hand side where he brings in Jenkins. Wordsworth again, another one of these experienced players in the Chelmsford lineup for Mo Bettimer, who's given it away to Richard Ennin. Bettimer tries to get it back, but Joel Jacobs will put it all the way back for his goalkeeper Fred Burbage. Long kick forward, this time Jenkins controls it, puts it all the way back to the goalkeeper Marsden. We're being told to push forward, push that back 4 up. As Epameme didn't know what to do with it. In the end, he finds Carruthers. Carruthers for Bettimer, who's beaten to it by Darian Furlong, who skies it on that far side into the trees behind the low stand. And be a throw in to Chelmsford City. Well, if you were just coming in the gate here, you might wonder which team are in National League South, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, for the neutral, those that didn't know, you wouldn't be able to tell that that Ware are 2 levels below Chelmsford City at the moment.
Ebomimi plays the ball through. Furlong's in the way. Old Theo Afori couldn't collect it. Ebomimi will get it back. Finds Darbray. Darbray in this near side. Look for Charlie Ruff. Goes out of play. Well, it's going to be interesting team talk from Robbie Simpson at half-time in that Chelmsford dressing room. He's still registered as a player, of course. And talking about disciplinary record, I mean, between him and his assistant, Mickey Spillane, have already been booked 5 times this season. So don't look too lively to me on the bench so far. Maybe they're saving it all up for half-time. Ware have got a throw in, meanwhile. Mitch Harn's going to have another go here. Midway inside the Chelmsford City half on this near side of the field. Furlong and Romans have stayed at home, and this time it's a short throw by Mitch standards anyway to Theo Afori. Back to Mitch Hahn, into the box, cleared, skied into the air by Wordsworth. Bettsman's there with David Sotery's back, gives the ball away to Mitch Hahn. Hahn, though, is giving it away to Ebomimi, and Chelmsford could be in here. 4 of them coming forward. Carruthers got Francis on his right hand side. Bettsman's in the box. Charlie Ruff's just outside it. Francis turns around 1, plays the ball square. Ebomimi lets it run to Brooks. Brooks might fancy a shot with the left boot. He chips it to the far post. Header comes in from Francis and goes into the back of the net. Chelmsford City back level. Jermaine Francis with the goal. All too easy from a Ware perspective. And Francis scores his first of the, in fact, second of the season. And on the half-hour mark, we stand at 1-1.
Yeah, I think Paul's going to be disappointed with that goal. The cross has come in, and he'll feel that someone should have been able to deal with that. But unfortunately not. And we are back to little pegging, 1-1.
Well, all going with Mitch Hahn losing the ball in midfield, which made it a 4-on-3 at one stage, and then they worked it well, and we're back at 1-1. Long kick forward, looking to search out Richard Ennin, who's there with Jenkins. Jenkins will let it run and run behind for a goal kick. The goal kick taken fairly quickly on this near side. In fact, a little too quickly for our referee, Mr. Prose, coming out. He's having a little bit of a word with his assistant on this side. Is that not the biggest referee's assistant you have ever seen?
I've never seen one taller, definitely not. He overshadows the ref a little bit there when they're standing together, doesn't he?
That is not a man to argue with. So, referee having a little bit of a word with the goalkeeper. I think it was to do with a moving ball, and the goalkeeper took the kick, but it's very stationary now. So Marsden will retake from the guide away to our right hand side. And I see our mate Ian Bush in the house taking some pictures. Secretary of Hertford Town, of course, got the afternoon off because they haven't got a game. They played last night. Well, Marsden's taking his time about taking the kick. So the referee having words with all and sundry at the moment. But now comes back into the centre circle and will allow the goalkeeper Jacob Marsden to get on with it. Finds Brooks. He's cross-searched out the goal scorer Francis. Ebomimi to his right for Jenkins. Jenkins forward for Carruthers. Francis gets on his bike again down that right-hand side. Charlie Ruff doesn't take the opportunity. Gets the 1-2 from Carruthers though. He's on the left foot but doesn't want to try it. Turns backwards for Wordsworth. Wordsworth for Ebomimi. Ebomimi foot on the ball. Chips it forward to Darbray. Good challenge coming in from Darian Furlong. Here's Jenkins though for Chelmsford. Down that right hand side, looks for Francis. Francis back to Jenkins. Jenkins tries to find Ebomimi on the edge of the area, only pitches out Mitch Hahn. Long ball forward, only Liam Dodson forward to put Winfield under pressure, who lets it run out for a throw in. 12 minutes to go before the break here at Wads and Bart. 90 minutes live in association with Easy Shelf Direct Limited, who we thank for sponsoring us through the season for non-league football. Step 4 FA Cup and a few other competitions as well. Evermimi finds Wordsworth. Wordsworth for Mo Bettimer coming to the halfway line to get a little bit of possession. Once more, Chelmsford at walking base as Charlie Ruff and his side brings in Brooks. Charlie Ruff gets it back on the halfway line. Still Charlie Ruff. Liam Dawson makes him hurry a little as he plays his ball to Brooks. Brooks to Evermimi, who almost gave it away to Dawson, got away with it, and then takes it round Jack Dreyer. It's pushed on by Charlie Ruff, but Evermimi couldn't get a hold of it. And here's Theo Afori on the halfway line for Ware. Tries to turn inside too. Carruthers too experienced to sort that one out. Theo, though, does well, gets back. Gets the ball back. Crunching challenge coming in from Wordsworth. He did get the ball, to be fair to him. He's given it away now. Enning's got it. Untidy passage of play from both teams, really. As Richard Enning gets a shove from Jenkins. And Ware will have a free kick on that far side of the field, which their left fullback, Joel Jacobs, will take. I think Ballsy will be too disappointed with the scoreline. He will, as Simon said, be disappointed in the manner that the equalising goal was conceded. Joel Jacobs going to take it with the left boot on that far side, about 10 yards inside the Chelmsford half. Looking for the run of Freddie Moncur. He wasn't offside. There could have been an opportunity there. Just overcooked it a little bit, Joel Jacobs, but Chelmsford caught napping. There's Luke Jenkins. Jenkins, long ball, looking for Charlie Ruff, who's straight over on this near side. David Sota comes over to cover. Here's Mo Bettimer. Bettimer with space. Here's Darbury. Darbury couldn't get it on the right foot and finds Wordsworth. Wordsworth turns and plays the ball to Evermimi. Forward, shouts a man in front of us. But when the ball does go forward, Furlong sorts it out. Here's Wordsworth again on the halfway line for Chelmsford City. Plays the ball to Evermimi. Evermimi and Chelmsford. Once again, it's at walking base. It's Samir Carruthers now. Puts his foot on the accelerator, finds Charlie Ruff. Charlie Ruff gets it back off of Bettimer, far side of the field. Good run by Jenkins, but Richard Ennin was cute to it and just volleys the ball out for a throw-in to Chelmsford midway inside the Ware half on that far side of the field. Luke Jenkins wears 12, goes right back, will take it. It's Eze Evermimi. Plays the ball forward. Charlie Ruff's got a bit of space to move into, but he's robbed of the ball by Theo Afori, who picks his pocket, almost finds Dawson, and handball, say the Ware crowd. But I think Winfield cushioned it with his chest. Here's Ben Brooks on the halfway line. That left foot features, searches out Francis on the far side. He can't keep it in, and the ball will go out for a goal kick to Ware. Fixtures from here on in just a little bit unsettled, of course, mainly because of this FA Cup competition. We're away at Bedford on the 26th of this month and away at Leighton on the 30th, but that will be the date for the third qualifying round as well. Next scheduled home game here is against Kempston on the 7th of October. Is action here midweek, which I'll tell you about at half time, not involving the first team, but involving a Ware team. Furlong's high up and under, trying to search out Liam Dawson, headed forward by Jenkins. Freddie Moncur's first to react. Theo Afori, well, didn't quite know what he was trying to do with that. Saw James Kolowski score from even further than that last week, but that one was never going in. As Ben Brooks picks the ball up, finds Darbury on this near side, going in field for Charlie Ruff. Charlie Ruff for Anthony Wordsworth inside the centre circle, far side. Jenkins coming forward. Is Darbury again, plays the ball forward for Mo Bettimer. Bettimer back to Wordsworth. Patient play again by the visitors. Carruthers finds Bettimer. Ball takes a ricochet and Furlong just thumps it forward. And Marsden will come out of his goal to collect it midway inside his own half. Long kick by the goalkeeper with the right foot. And that one will go all the way back to his opposite number, Freddie Burbidge. who collects the ball quite comfortably. 7 minutes to go before half time, and as I was saying, I think Paul will be happy with the scoreline at least.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's plenty of positives for him to take out of this. Put some good moves going forward, and I certainly think he'll be the happier of the two managers, as you say, at half time.
Freddie Moncur gets her head of Darbury and brings in Dan Rumans. Rumans, long ball far side, searching out Richard Ennin, who's certainly made things difficult for Jenkins on that far side, and he's doing so again. Puts the ball back to Joel Jacobs. Jacobs' ball into the box. Have Dawson racing over on this near side, trying to keep it in, and challenge from Brooks. Dawson does well to maintain possession. Edge of the area is Freddie Moncur. Back from Mitch Hahn. Mitch Hahn's ball looking to surge out Jack Dreyer. Jenkins will let it run, or will he? No, he'll give it to Francis midway inside his own half. Jermaine Francis for Samir Carruthers. Carruthers for Francis, the goal scorer again. Could be things on here for Chelmsford. Tries to pull the ball across the box, but Furlong comes out from his central defensive position and ricochets it behind for Chelmsford's second corner of the afternoon. Certainly they play a lot at walking pace, but they are dangerous when they break.
Yeah, I mean, they have got that slow build-up playing, and that has seemed to disgruntle a few fans around us. But fantastic break there for them. Quick break on that right-hand side. Looked a little bit dangerous, and that's obviously something that they've got in their locker, where they can just change things up at the flip of a coin.
5 minutes to go before the break. Corner's taken short to Carruthers. Charlie Ruff sends Ben Brooks scuffling back to find Darbury. Does well. Gets away from Richard Ennin. He's on the left-hand side of the box. Here is the number 7, but in the end loses his footing, and the ball will go out for a goal kick to Ware. Half time, as I said, we'll tell you a little bit about our visitors from Chelmsford, as we do every week, and also tell you a little bit about some local football. There's local games going on this afternoon, of course. Hart Senior County League, really big one up the top of the table. Hatfield Town at home to Bellstone. That's third against first. Hertford Heath not in action today because they were last night. Good win for them, which I'll tell you about at half time. David Soter puts the ball down the line, and here's Wordsworth. Back for Brooks. Brooks back for Winfield. Winfield on the far side of the field brings in Luke Jenkins. Jenkins to Ebomeme. Thought about giving it back to the goalkeeper Marsden, but finds Wordsworth. Here's Brooks. Wordsworth again. High ball forward. Look at the run of Darbury on this near side. Darius Furlong indicates that he had it under control, and he did, but he can only put it out for a throw-in to Chelmsford. Ben Brooks will take the throw-in for Robbie Simpson's team. Brooks, waiting for a little bit of movement. Obviously, a long throw, not a threat from the visitors. Francis has come racing across from that far side, and a high cross by Brooks goes behind, and harmlessly behind for a goal kick. Chances have been few and far between, it's got to be said, but two have been taken well. Liam Dawson giving Ware the lead 15 minutes in. A low shot with the left boot, and then Jermaine Francis, good header on the far post for Chelmsford City from Ben Brooks' left wing cross. That's how we stand at 1-1 as we approach the break here at Watson Park. Poor goalkeeper by Freddie Burbage. David Soter can only head it up in the air. Moncur gets their head of Carruthers, and Jack Dreyer just follows it forward, and Liam Dawson may make something of it here. Finds Richard Ennin, left hand side. Lennon's on the left hand side of the box as Richard Ennin pulls the ball across, and in the end I think he got a touch on the goalkeeper, and goes behind for a corner, is it? Chelmsford on in Brayers.
Yeah,
sorry,
he definitely signalled for a corner, and I thought before it went behind, it came off the goalkeeper's chest, and he tried to take it in his arms, and it kind of spilled out. And there are protests from the Chelmsford City players, but the referee's insisting on this corner.
Well, Wordsworth and Jenkins didn't like it, but referee Mr. Pratt isn't going to change his mind. And Ware have got a corner here with 2 minutes and a half remaining. Won't have too much time added on, you would think. Mitch Hahn's going to take the corner. Nobody forward for Chelmsford. They're all back inside that box. Here comes Mitch's corner. High one to the far post, headed up in the air by Mo Bettimer. Further on by Darbury. Back in the air by Joel Jacobs on the far side. Brought down by Mitch Hahn. Mitch Hahn plays the ball back to Freddie Moncur. Mitch gets it back again. Mitch has the opportunity now to put it into the box, but well read in the end by Jenkins. And away comes Darbury with the ball, who will bring in Francis. Ware could be in trouble there. Jermaine Francis going down the right-hand side. Liam Dawson back doing the defending. Darbury gets it, finds Carruthers, and chance really gone again for Chelmsford as Ware get blue and white striped shirts behind the ball. Here's Charlie Ruff, though, robbed by Theo Ofori, and David Sota will find Ofori again off the chest of Carruthers. Sota's given it away, and it ricochets out to Winfield on the halfway line. Long ball looking for the dangerous Francis on that far side. Richard Enning gets his head to it first, though, but Joel Jacobs can just put it over the low stand and out for a throw-in to Chelmsford City. Last minute of the half in the FA Cup second qualifying round at Watson Park between Hertfordshire and Essex. Chelmsford down the 4-1-4, of course. Gets a mention in Steve King's preview of the game as the A414. Always likes to mix it up, and always worth reading. It's Francis, finds Carruthers. Carruthers ball looking for Mo Bettimer, right hand side of the box. Bettimer's shot beaten away by Freddie Burbage, and the second one, which came in by Darbury, beaten away by the Ware goalkeeper as well, as they clear it for a corner. And Freddie doing well, and the dying seconds of the half.
Yeah, great work there from Fred, especially that second one. I don't think he had much chance to see it, and he just managed to see it in time, parry it away, and again, but we have a Chelmsford City corner late on in this first half.
Into time added on, the 4 stoppages at the end of the first half here. Wrestling on the edge of the box involving Wordsworth, Winfield, Darian Furlong and Mitch Hahn. That's worth watching. But it's going to be Brooks with the left boot who's going to take the corner. Carruthers has gone for a short one, and Furlong's gone down. It was Wordsworth who was involved. Referee's there as well. Linesman is on the far side, and referee, I think, is just going to let it go on. No doubt Furlong went down, but corner. In fact, he's now bringing Winfield towards him, and the warning is being given by Dave Winfield as the Ware crowd shout off. The referee's not even going to produce a card, let alone a red one, as the corner will come in from that far side of the field after a little bit of a wait. Carruthers wants it short again. This time Brooks decides to curl it into the near post, and it's gone in the net from Charlie Ruff. Time added on at the end of the first half, and it's a former Ware player that makes his old club pay. He was here in the youth team. He's now very much a Chelmsford City player, and Charlie Ruff has made it Ware 1, Chelmsford City 2.
Yeah, that's disappointing for this Ware team, especially just before the end of the half. And Paul standing there, pensive look on his face, arms folded, and I'm sure his team talk half-time has just changed a little bit.
Well, certainly it has. Not what they wanted. Chelmsford have come back from a goal behind after 15 minutes to lead 2-1 here. And Charlie Ruff, Ware's 16, was part of Ware's youth team before he went to Hertford Town. And he's the man who scored the goal. Jacobs down the line looking for Richard Enning. Enning for Mitch Hahn. Where, as Simon was saying, though, used to being behind in FA Cup ties. That run a couple of seasons ago. Saw some real last-minute action over a side famous for scoring in the last 10 minutes of games. So this one not all over yet. Here's Carruthers. Plays the ball to Wordsworth. I think James will be happy to sit on this, wait for half-time, but Carruthers proves me wrong. Comes forward, looks for Charlie Ruff. Ruff for some near Carruthers. Carruthers forward, looking for Mo Bettimer, but his layoff is a poor one, and Dan Romans can just sky it on this near side. Referee not looking at the watch so far. We had 3 minutes over the top. as Charlie Ruff down the line tries to send Francis going, but the ball will go behind for a goal kick, and that's the end of the action here in the first half at Watson Park. Started brightly for Ware, but at half time it's Ware 1, Chelmsford City 2.
Well, I mean, I don't think that's a fair reflection really on the action that we've seen in this first half. Ware have had their chances. Great work from Richard Elling over on that left-hand side this afternoon, but unfortunately 2-1 down, they go in at half-time, and as you say, we know they can do it, we know they've done it before, so obviously Paul's going to have a word with them at half-time in the dressing room. He'll have plenty to say, and let's hope they've come out firing in the second half.
Yeah, certainly work to be done in the dressing room for Paul Halsey. So it's a half-time sequence here on 90 Minutes Live, sponsored by Easy Shelf Direct Limited. And we tell you a little bit about our visitors from down the road in Chelmsford. Chelmsford, of course, talking here as a radio man, was the birthplace of radio, wasn't it? Marconi opened the world's first radio factory there in 1899. Then they had the first ever public broadcast made from Chelmsford 1920, and it was Dame Nellie Melba belting out a song which was received as far away as Newfoundland, evidently. So Chelmsford with a rich history of radio. We got a team from Radio Claret who do a good job following Chelmsford, and live commentary on their games just away to our right-hand side. Chelmsford, you may not know that it was once the capital of England, because the government shipped up and moved there when Richard II lived at Writtle, and it was all about suppressing the 1381 Peasants' Revolt, evidently. And in 1566, the first witch trial held in Britain was in Chelmsford. Elizabeth Francis admitted using a cat's name Sartan to harm people. She then said in her defence she'd given the cat away, and I don't know if they had a jury, but whoever it was let her off. But 2 years later they charged her again, and unfortunately she was hung. So also amongst the people that played gigs at Chelmsford, Jimi Hendrix, The Who, Sex Pistols, Clash, Oasis, have all played gigs in the town of Chelmsford. But one man who wasn't too impressed with Chelmsford was Charles Dickens, because he really wasn't a fan of the Essex town, because he said, if anyone were to ask me which in my opinion was the dullest and most stupid spot on the face of the earth, I should decidedly say Chelmsford. I don't know what he had against Chelmsford, but he sent that in a letter to Thomas Beard in 1835, and came out in a collection of Dickens' letters. So there you are, a little bit of literary here on 90 Minutes Live. Famous residents of Chelmsford, Sir Geoff Hurst, Sir Grayson Perry, Harry Juddu, the drummer at McFly, Peter Collins used to play for Spurs, of course. Penny Lancaster was born there, Mrs. Rod Stewart. Angler Bob Nudd, we all know about him, don't we? 4 times world champion. Goalkeepers Mervyn Day and Nigel Spink. And also Bob Garrett. Heard of Bob Garrett? Well, he was Rye House Speedway's top scorer and top appearance maker. He was born in Chelmsford, as was swimmer Sarah Hardcastle, and also Nadia Leamington, who plays Dr. Mandy Young on Holby. So there you go, a little bit about Chelmsford, some scores from the FA Cup, and we've got Barton Rovers nil. Who's that, Simon?
Wroxham.
Oh, Wroxham. Sorry about that. Couldn't read the writing.
I couldn't read my own for a second.
Barton Rovers nil, Wroxham nil. Bedford Town nil, Gorleston nil. Bishop Stortford 1, Biggleswade Town 2. That's an interesting one. AFC Dunstable 1, Stockfold nil in the league. Cirencester nil, Kempston nil in the league. Hadley nil, Leighton Town 1 in the league. And Kidlington 1, Kings Langley nil. Those are all in Southern League Division 1 Central. Interesting one from down the road, Enfield Town 3, Felixstowe and Walton United 0. The reason we're telling you about that, because next stop for us is first time on the road for 90 Minutes Live this season. We will be at Felixstowe and Walton United this time next Saturday. A little bit of sea air for us as we're following a Hertford Town in the FA Trophy. So we'll be live from 2:55 at the AGL Arena in Felixstowe. The second qualifying round of the FA Trophy. Hertford looking to go to the third qualifying round for only the second time. So look forward to a little trip by the seaside.
Yeah, I can't wait, and I think Charlie's going to come along with me for the trip. I understand you're going to have a couple of days break away as well, which, as you say, I mean that gives you a great pass from Mrs H as well, doesn't it? You know, she's like, oh, look, a couple of days away that you get, that keeps Mrs H happy. You get to go along to the football and do the commentary for us at 90 Minutes Live, and everyone's a winner, Pete, I think.
Oh, everyone's a winner. The only problem is, every time I say to her during the football season, fancy a few days away, she gives me that look, which basically says, you're going to a football match somewhere on Saturday, aren't you?
Well, she knows what's coming. She's had years and years of experience of it, hasn't she? So,
absolutely.
It's great, and it's nice that you've got that. You take the dog, and you say your grandson's coming down as well. So, yeah, hope you enjoy a nice couple of days away, and think of me while I'm hard at work.
Oh, absolutely. Keep on paying those taxes. That's what I say. Okay, some action from last night. Hertford 2, New Salamis 2 in the friendly there. And a really big win for Hertford Heath in our Senior County League Premier Division. They beat Bush Hill Rangers, who were last season's champions, of course, by 2-1. Game played at St Margaret's Bury. And the goals coming from Connor Tokley and Jamie Marshall for Hertford Heath. So well done to them. Games I was talking about today, of course, there's St Margaret's Bury are in action on their home ground. Lost narrowly to Harlow in midweek. They're in the Thurlow Nunn Division 1 South, where they entertain Dunmow Town. In the Hart Senior County League Premier Division, Buntingford are on the road at Oracle Components. In Division 1, West Middle got a home game against Old Parliamentarians. In South Midlands League Division 2, AFC Welling have a home game against Berkhamsted Raiders. And talking of Seaside, Roydon are there in the Essex Olympian League Division 1 because they're playing Old Southendtarians Reserves. Now they try and... better person than me if you can pronounce that.
I mean, they've not had a great start, have they, Roydon, to the season? But the games they've had, they've lost narrowly. And the thing with them, if you think, Pete, when we first started following them and first gained that interest in them, they was in Essex Olympian League Division 5, and now they're in Division 2. So I think the rise that they've had from the club, they've gained a lot of interest from the village, getting a few sponsorships down there. I know they've got a tea bar down there, and someone's running a bar and selling food and snacks, and they've done a lot of work there on the ground as well. They're working together with the cricket club and the village hall, and it's a lovely little village, and I think the work they're doing there is fantastic. So good on them. Yeah,
well done to Roydon. Okay, let's have a look at the Golden Boot then, the 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf Golden Boot, which is all the local grassroots players, all the way up the levels. It's still Eben Mabona has now gone to the top of the Golden Boot, knocking those goals in for Hatfield Town. He's scored 10 this season. His colleague Ganami Collington has got 9, so Hatfield Town really amongst the goals, and also a 9 Charlie Yearwood of AFC Welling. Harry Watson of Buntingford Town has still got 6. Jamie Marshall of Hertford Heath has got 6, and so has our friend Louis Debenham of Westmill, who's got 6 as well. So it's close at the top there, and those 3 at the top. I mean, Hatfield Town got 2 strikers there already. We're on the 15th of September, and they've scored 19 between the pair of them.
Yeah, I mean, just goes to show how well they're doing so far, doesn't it? And I'm sure it's going to be sure to shape up an interesting race for the Golden Boot. We will be bringing you the women's Golden Boot, and obviously there's been some FA Cup games. There's been a couple of games for some teams in the league, so I'll be keeping you updated with that as from next week.
Good win in the FA Cup for Hartford last week.
It was a fantastic win for Hartford in the FA Cup, and a good crowd down there as well. It's good to see so many. I saw some of the pictures that our friend at 366 Photography took down there, and it's good to see so many of the fans there, those that we see at the men's games as well. So great crowd for them, great result for them in the FA Cup. Watson Park, although they're in the same league, they didn't have an FA Cup fixture last week, so they'll join in the next round. And I know St Margaret's-Bury, they were in the FA Cup as well. They had a heavy 14-0 defeat to Clapton Community FC, which was very unfortunate. And I will mention Chesham, Pete, because our friend John Wood and Leo down there, who are part of the management team, they had an FA Cup game. They lost 4-1 to Leyton Orient, played at Brisbane Road. And I know there was a couple of their players that one of them suffered an ACL injury. I think that was Fran Gamble, if I remember rightly. So we wish her well, and obviously we wish John all the best for the season down at Chesham.
Yeah, most definitely, John, who's Company Asprey sponsored us for a season as well. I thank them for that. What else have we got on here? Well, Art Senior Cup, the draw's been made for that. Ties are going to be played in November. You look on the website, actually, you say they're going to be played at the 3rd of November at 3 o'clock. Well, because the 3rd of November is a Friday, I can't quite see that coming off. So look out on the socials for when those ties are going to occur. Interesting, very interesting. Hartford against Enfield. Now, that's going to be a really interesting tie. Sad news with the demise of what happened at Enfield. They have got a game today. They've managed to get a team together under Alex Salmon, their new manager, and we wish them well in that, because club are hit by tragedy. So they're in the Hart Senior Cup at Hartford, and the reason why Enfield, you may wonder, in the Hart Senior Cup, I guess it's because they play their own games at Bishop Stortford. Sawbridgeworth against Welling Garden City, and Harpenden against Ware are the other ties in the Hearts Senior Cup. Well, in the Hearts Charity Cup, there's a game this Tuesday at St Margaret's-Bury. It's a quarter-final tie between St Margaret's-Bury and Baldock Town. And there's also action here on Tuesday night in the FA Youth Cup, Ware against Powers and Pitsea, who thumped Haringey Borough in the last round. And 7:45 kick-off here on Tuesday night. Hartford against FC Clacton, but not sure when that one's going to be taking place. It will be this week. So once again, watch out for the social media feeds. And as you know by now, I'm sure, we are on X, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I'm missing anything out. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and all the rest.
I think that's it. Yeah. We've cornered it. There is. I don't think there's anything else we could do, is there? Really?
I think
that keeps us busy enough. We don't need anything.
Yeah, we don't need it at all. Don't need anybody please. I mean, what is it? X, formerly known as Twitter.
So that's what everyone wants. I mean, we said this before, didn't we? You know, should we call it Twitter? Should we call it X? And everywhere you see, everywhere you read, when someone's talking about it, they'll say X, formerly known as Twitter. So, as we've said, Elon Musk, just keep it as Twitter. That's what everyone knows it, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, keep on building those space rockets. Please keep out of football. That's all I'll say. Okay, teams coming back out here at Watson Park for the second half, with Chelmsford City leading by 2 goals to 1. Chelmsford, whose FA Cup record, well, the best ever was back, you have to go back 1939 for this, 4th round against Birmingham, which they lost 6 goals to 0. They made the 3rd round in 1973, and they lost at home to Ipswich, but they made the 2nd round proper 11 times. So they've had good runs in this particular competition. Last year they went out the 1st round proper in replay at home to Barnet. They lost by a goal to 0. Just looking at the sides, no changes on either side. Ware line up, Fred Burbage in goal, back four of Joel Jacobs on the left. Right hand side is David Sota, Dan Romans and Darian Furlong in between them. In midfield, Mitch Hahn, Jack Dreyer and Freddie Moncur, with Theo Ofori playing on the right, Richard Ennin playing on the left, and Liam Dawson playing through the middle. The Ware substitute, plenty of youth on the bench. Tom Gay and Gabriel Chaps, both youth players. Declan Nish, Lewis Rose, Jamie Ford, Matt Walsh and the young goalkeeper Ben Nightingale. That's the Ware lineup. Give you the Chelmsford lineup when we have a break in play. We're about to get us underway, kicking from right to left. Our commentary position almost bang on the halfway line here at Watson Park, and away we go in the second half of this FA Cup second qualifying round tie, with Ware trailing by 2-1 to National League South Chelmsford City. Joel Jacobs with the throw, looking for Liam Dawson down this near side. Dawson robs Jenkins. Dawson's in the area here, thought about putting it on the right foot. Dawson still going, fires in the shot, but it bounces off a Winfield, and Carruthers will collect the ball midway inside the Chelmsford half. Charlie Ruff from this near side to Jermaine Francis, started it off for Chelmsford, getting the equalising goal on the half hour. Evermeme for Wordsworth to central midfield anchors. Forward for Carruthers. Bettimer holding it off and then giving the ball away to Richard Ennin, but was shoved in the back by Darian Furlong. So Chelmsford will have themselves a free kick. Charlie Ruff will be with it. Nips it to Brooks, gives it back to Wordsworth. We'll find Ebomeme on this near side. Ball for Charlie Ruff again, back heel, read by Furlong. Wordsworth in the way is Carruthers with a bit of space to move into, thought about the shot, brings in Darbury on the far side, and Sota does well to block it, and the ball goes behind for Chelmsford's fourth corner of the afternoon, taken very quickly short by Darbury to Carruthers. Carruthers goes to the edge of the area, pulls the ball in for Brooks. Brooks with the left boot again, good header out by Dan Rumans. Back to Darbury in the area, can't get it on the right foot. Francis can, blocked by David Sota. Before he can't keep hold of it though. Carruthers has got it. Wordsworth plays the ball to Charlie Ruff, near side. Here's Jenkins. Jenkins cross with the right boots. Evades everybody, goes out of play, but it does give me time to give you the lineup for Chelmsford City. The goalkeeper this afternoon is Jacob Marsden, playing at right back, wearing 12. On this near side is Luke Jenkins. On the far side, Ben Brooks is the left full back. Dave Wingfield makes part of a back three, as it were, that Anthony Wordsworth sometimes drops into. And then alongside in midfield, anchoring that midfield, you've got Eze Ebazemi. You've then got Carruthers and Charlie Ruff a little further up, and Francis, Jermaine Francis on this near side, and Mo Diabri on the left, and Mo Bettimer up front. So that's the Chelmsford City lineup. Long ball forward on that far side, onto the head of David Sota. Before he can't get hold of it, but puts the challenge in, but the ball ricochets off of him before Jenkins can get there. Here's Ebomeme inside the centre circle, picking up a little bit of pace, but where he's in front of him, goes backwards to Wordsworth on the halfway line. Wordsworth back to Ebomeme. Ebomeme for Carruthers. Carruthers forward, good job by Furlong, finds Jack Dreyer. Dreyer delays it, and in the end he gives it away to Winfield. Was an opportunity, but Jack Dreyer didn't take it. Here's Ben Brooks. Looks for Charlie Ruff. Richard Ennin's there. And Joel Jacobs will play the ball to Freddie Moncur. Jacobs will get it back on the edge of the area. Down the line for Richard Ennin. Ennin, control wasn't good. Allowed Jenkins to get there first. Ebomeme, square ball to Wordsworth inside the centre circle for Chelmsford City. Plays the ball to his left for Brooks. Ebomeme gets it back again. Plays the ball forward, but Rumans will sort that out for Ware. And he gives it back to the number 6, though, who finds Francis. Francis on this near side Jenkins ball looking for Betzmer to get behind Dan Rumans. Betzmer shoved Rumans in the back, and Ware will have themselves a free kick. So 4 minutes gone, second half here on 90 Minutes Live. Want to know where we're going to be, of course. Mentioned it at half time. We're on the socials. X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're on the lot. So if you want to know what's happening, then do have a look at our social medias during the week. And leave them. Always nice when you leave a message as well. As Theo Afori on the far side picks the ball up for Ware. Does well. Skips between two players. Afori still going. Linesman's flag up on the far side. Here's Liam Dawson. Fires it in. Bounce off of Winfield. Freddie Moncoeur's got it far side for Ware. Moncoeur puts it across the box. Afori goes in. Can't get ahead to it. Joel Jacobs will keep the pressure on though. Jacobs with the left boot finds Richard Ennin down this left-hand side. Francis defends. Ennin gets it in the box. Cleared, scuffed clear by Winfield, only as far as Ennin. Ennin's there with Francis, who goes down, and Chelmsford get themselves a free kick and a chance to relieve the pressure. Talking of leaving messages and things, by the way, we forgot to mention at half-time our good mate Jake Bunyan. If you're listening, mate, have a very happy 21st birthday. Good friend of 90 Minutes Live, Jake, who's out with that ACL injury at the moment, but he will be back, I'm sure, bigger and stronger. As Darbury picks the ball up far side, goes on the run against David Sota. He's gone round David Sota. Sota just managed to get a boot in, but he was leaning on the Italian number 7. And Chelmsford will get themselves a free kick. Dangerous position, parallel to the edge of the 18-yard area on that far side. Where are pulling everybody back by Liam Dawson, who's in the centre circle. Carruthers is there. Be Carruthers with the right or Brooks with the left, you would think, as one of the Chelmsford subs goes for a run down the line. Plenty of aerial presence. Wordsworth and Winfield up from the back, along with Mo Bettimer. Referee has got a two-man wall there where Richard Ennin and Mitch Hahn. Carruthers got the arm up, and he's the one who's going to take it with the right foot, and lands on the roof of the net. Fred Burbage, I think, had it well covered. An opportunity goes for Chelmsford. Got their fans behind Fred Burbage's goal. The Claret Army flag, amongst others. Wheelham in Clarets, says. Don't quite know what that means, but I'm sure they do. Long kick forward on this near side, but Richard Ennin can't keep it in, and Francis will let it go for a throw in. Winfield, the Chelmsford skipper, to his left hand side to Ben Brooks. Ben Brooks forward for Anthony Wordsworth. Wordsworth chips the ball, looking for Bettimer. Good header by Darian Furlong again. He once again has done very little wrong so far as the Ware number 5. Good ball for Liam Dawson. Tried to bring in Ennin. Mitch Hahn does well to make something of it and wins himself a free kick away from Dave Winfield. Mitch got a thump on the ankle and has stayed down, but he's going to be okay. And Ware will have themselves a free kick. Just about 10 yards inside the half, being defended by Chelmsford City and the goalkeeper Jacob Marsden. Joel Jacobs will take it with the left boot. Furlong and Dan Rumans have gone to the far side of the 18-yard box. That's where it's aimed. Looks for Dan Rumans. Rumans goes up and didn't get it. In the end, it was a good opportunity. Furlong thumps the ball against Wordsworth, and Ware will have a throw in. Well, that's as good as a corner, as Darian Furlong will take it from down by the corner flag on that far side of the field. Everybody stayed on once more. Chelmsford got everybody back inside that 18-yard area. Here comes the throw. Up they go. Rumans can't get it. Wordsworth gets it to Charlie Ruff, who volleys it away only as far as Mitch Hahn. Brings in Joel Jacobs. Jacobs chips the ball forwards, and Brooks was unsure. Heads it to the edge of his area and almost put his side in trouble there. We'll get out of it though as Charlie Ruff brings Francis forward. Francis got Bettimer on the far side. David Sota herring after him, and Bettimer again delays it for Darborough. much to the frustration of the Chelmsford fans. Darbury does well, finds Adamimi for Carruthers. Carruthers looks to get on the left foot. It's Charlie Ruff. Tries the shot, bounces off of Dan Rumans, and Mitch Hahn's got a chance to send Ware forward here. Down the line, looking for Theo Afori, under pressure from Brooks. Afori goes down, and the referee gives a free kick in the opposite direction, which is an interesting one. Brooks thumps the ball twice against Mitch Hahn, which a little inhospitable, I think. Mitch had absolutely no opportunity to get 10 yards away there, did he?
No, not at all. And I don't know what the referee's seen there to give the free kick that way, but I'll give him the benefit of that. He's a little bit closer than we were, but yeah, I mean, that's the sort of thing we've said about it before. It's, they're trying to get someone a quick booking by taking the free kick quickly before they even have a chance to move away from it, and that's a little bit distasteful in my eyes.
Well, Ware are going to change things up because Declan Nishi is about to come on. He's receiving the instructions from Kevin Coon. That's going to put another physical presence on the field, no doubt about that. Ball comes forward for Carruthers. Carruthers for Udamimi, who finds Charlie Ruff. Carruthers has gone down under challenge from Joel Jacobs and stays down straight on the turf. The physio very quick to come on. Carruthers gets up and wants to continue whatever happened there, and is wisely held back by Dave Lawrence, the Chelmsford City physio. The referee's assistant here is having a word with the bench, and I didn't see a great deal in that, I must admit. Did you?
No, I didn't see anything at all. I mean, I'm watching the play. So I've seen him down, and I mean, it didn't look like the physio's come on. He didn't look comfortable. I thought it might have been a head injury, but as soon as the physio's gone to him, he seemed to know what was going to happen, because he's tried to get up and he's prevented him for going off. And I presume it looked like he was going for Dan Rumans, and he's gone to try and calm him down. But I have no idea what started the incident at all.
Well, the Ware changes are going to be made. Mitch Hahn is going to be the one coming off for Declan Nishi while we get this. Now, if Carruthers had a blow on the head, of course, we're looking at possibility of a concussion protocol as well here, so it's not quite as easy as it would seem. Anybody who's been watching the Rugby Union World Cup like I have, they've been very, very hot on that, and so they should be. Carruthers is being ushered off the pitch here, and he's coming off on this near side. Declan Nish, meanwhile, has come on. He's going to be in that central midfield position where Mitch Hahn was. And we're going to restart. Carruthers looks like he's going to come back on. The referee's going to restart the game here with a drop ball. And all a little bit confusing, really. Didn't give a free kick, so didn't consider that challenge to have been a foul. And Marston's got the ball. Carruthers is trying to get back on, and in fact he is back on now. Long kick forward. Fred Burbage has come out. With the challenge from Francis, almost missed the ball, but got it at the second attempt. So, after all that, Fred Burbage has got it. Chelmsford still lead by 2-1. And Ware have made their first change. Long kick, looking for Richard Enning again on this near side. This time it's read well by Chelmsford. Winfield and Liam Dalton. Winfield just managed to get a boot in. Francis thumps it hopefully forward. Darian Furlong's there for Ware. Francis will get it again. Can't control it though, and he's under challenge from 3 blue and white striped shirts, and does well, does Jermaine Francis. Furlong midway inside his own half will put it all the way back to the goalkeeper Fred Burbage. Fred's long kick onto the head of Winfield, who returns it with some interest, and Charlie Ruff in a chase here. Furlong does well to close the space. It's Carruthers inside the area, and Declan Nish's first interjection into the game is to challenge Carruthers well and allow the ball to run back to Fred Burbage. So don't know if that change. It has changed things a little bit, because I think Declan will push a little bit further forward than Mitchell was playing.
I would imagine so, yeah. It certainly looks like he's taking a more advanced position at the moment. So let's see how it plans out in the next few minutes. But we'll assume that so far.
So a flurry of substitutes warming up down on the left-hand side there for Chelmsford. As Joel Jacobs heads the ball away from Francis, but Emozimi was the quickest to react. Francis back, finds Wordsworth for Jenkins. Jenkins for Carruthers inside the centre circle. Theo Ofori has been marginal in this game. Where's number 10? I haven't really managed to get into it at the moment, but tries to get in the way of Darbre. The ball breaks to the halfway line, and is Luke Jenkins. Jenkins ball forward. Will bring in Charlie Ruff. Charlie Ruff play the ball inside. That's a good ball for Francis. Gets the ball across. It's Mo Betamar and gets it caught between his feet. Declination doesn't get it clear. And here's Darbury again. Jenkins plays the ball in, and it's clear this time by Darian Furlong. Made a meal of getting that clear. And again, the ball back with the goalkeeper Marsden. On the hour mark then, with 90 minutes live, Pete and Simon live football commentary, as you'll hear from us every week on 90 minutes live in association with Easy Shelf. Listening to us on YouTube, by the way, welcome along and thanks for that. We joined a YouTube link a couple of weeks ago for the live commentary, and it's been very successful. So thanks to everybody that's listened on YouTube. Charlie Ruff can only bring in Joel Jacobs, not once but twice. Dalton goes up, is beaten to the air by Ebazimi, and here's Charlie Ruff. Puts it over the head of Freddie Moncur, plays the ball back to Francis. Thought about the shot, delays it. Cross comes over from Jenkins, over it, and will go out for a throwing away on that far side. Once again, the approach play was good, but final third was lacking from Chelmsford. On the bench for them, by the way, Adam Mills, Cameron James, Jazzy Barnum, Bob, and about to come on, wearing their number 14 is Callum Jones. So Callum Jones will come on, and Mo Betamar will go off for the visitors. So substitution, Callum Jones, former Colchester striker, 23 years of age. It's going to be a straight swap, striker for a striker. So both teams have made one change. Looking down at the Ware bench, there's a couple of substitutes warming up. Liberty Youth, Gabriel Chaps, who really impressed Paul Halsey in the game against Hadley last week, will be a possibility. He scored a couple for the youth team in the FA Youth Cup, of course. Oh, she's given the ball away here. Here's James with his first touch, and well, it's a bit of a sighter. I think I'll be kind to him. That's really what it turned into from Callum Jones. Over the top of the crossbar by some margin. No problem for Fred Burbage. 17 gone, second half here. We're trailing, having taken the lead after 15 minutes by 2-1. Fred Burbage kick, and midway inside the Clarets half. Winfield's header. Callum Jones is away on this right-hand side, waiting for the cavalry to arrive as far as Chelmsford are concerned, and David Soter will chest it down from inside the 6-yard box, but Chelmsford still in possession with Darbury for Carruthers back heel, the shot comes in from Anthony Wordsworth, and that's a super save by Fred Burbage away to his left hand side.
Yeah, another great save from Fred. As you say, shots come in, and he's managed to get over and save that one. And a little bit of panic starting to set in that Ware defence, so just need a couple of moments to settle themselves, I think.
Super save by Fred. He's made a couple this afternoon to keep Ware very much in this tie. Corner's going to come in from this near side. Header in. Oh, another great save on the rebound. It's Dave Winfield who puts it in for Chelmsford. And suddenly Ware have a mountain to climb. The skipper does the job for Chelmsford City from close range. original save, another fine one. I think it was Wordsworth's header that Fred Burbage beat out, but there was Dave Winfield to head it in and put in what is his first goal of the season to make it Ware 1, Chelmsford City 3.
Yeah, an unfortunate one there from that to give away, and especially as it comes back on the second attempt. But as we said before, Ware need to gather themselves, gather their heads, and get themselves back into this, because like we said before, they won't give up, and I'm sure they'll find a way to get back into the tie.
Well, they're going to have to get back into it. They've come from 2 down against the National League South side a couple of years ago, as we were saying. MIMs did town with that team. And they scored a couple of very late goals, where they're going to need to here if they're going to continue in this season's FA Cup. Liam Dawson goes up with Winfield, the goal scorer, and I get this feeling as this second half has progressed, there's just a little bit too much nous about this Chelmsford side. Yeah,
that's it. I think it's showing the experience.
A break as Theo Ofori plays the 1-2 with Liam Dawson. Theo shot straight at the goalkeeper's chest, straight at Marston. It was better from Ware, and first time that the front two really have combined with purpose. Dawson and Theo Ofori haven't played a lot together, and they'll have to get that kind of relationship that Theo had with Brandon Adams, of course. But, sorry, Simon, as you were saying.
Yeah, I think it's just a case of that their experience and tactical know-how has just come to fruition in this second half. It's those times, towards the end of the game where it really happens, isn't it? And as you say, it's starting to show a little.
Jenkins finds Charlie Ruff, who puts the ball in for Francis. Francis will put it across. Dan Rumans in the way. Good defending. Declan Nish got a chance. The Ware forward. Richard Ennings in acres of space down this left-hand side. Here is Richard Ennings. Manages to keep it in. Looking for somebody in the box. He's only got Liam Dawson in there. He's got Freddie Moncur in support now. Freddie's cross. Looking for Jack Dreyer, who'd run in, but couldn't collect it. And Francis will get it clear for Chelmsford City. It's not come off for Ware in this second half. Here's Charlie Ruff. And Ware has been feeling the pace a little here. And if Paul Wolsey will look at making a couple of changes, but once again it's Chelmsford at walking pace. Charlie Ruff for Carruthers. Hits the ball and fortuitously off of Jack Dreyer. It breaks for Wordsworth, who finds Francis. Right hand side of the box. Jermaine Francis onto the right foot, chips it across. Good header by David Sota. And it looks as if Jones was in. Enin brings in Declan Nish, who goes in nicely. Round Brooks, far side for Theo Ofori. Ofori still got it. Theo Ofori, edge of the area, turns onto the right boot. He's beaten to it. And in the end, it's going to be Jenkins who brings it away for Chelmsford and gets the ball ricocheting off Freddie Moncur, was it? No, he didn't. So Ware are going to have themselves a throw in midway inside the Chelmsford City half. Halfway through the second half here. Ware 1, Chelmsford City 3 in the FA Cup. Second qualifying round on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf. We will, of course, as we do after every game, get the thoughts of Paul Horsey, which will be up on our Spreaker site tomorrow, as Ware have got themselves a free kick here, parallel to the edge of the 18-yard area, left-hand side of the field. Richard Ennings gone down, has got back up now. Freddie Moncur is getting some instructions from the bench. It'll be Joel Jacobs that will take it with the left boot. Rumans and Furlong are up again at that far post, and once more Robbie Simpson's team have pulled everybody back in or around that 18-yard area. Ware could do with something here. Liven the crowd up again. There's Joel Jacobs, who's going to take it with the left foot. Referee sounds the whistle. Here it comes. It's a low one and headed out quite easily to the edge of the area. Freddie Moncur will get it for Ware. Back to David Sota. And Sota will go all the way back to his goalkeeper, Freddie Burbage. There's a whole row of Ware players still up front. As Fred's long kick looks for Dan Rumans in the right wing position. Dan goes up and it's gets a ricochet off of Ben Brooks, and Ware will have themselves to throw in. Just a little bit further than midway inside the Chelmsford half. Darian Furlong fancied it, and he's there with it. In the box, Dan Rumans is up there again. Richard Hennings in there. Liam Dawson, Jack Dreyer as well. Plenty to aim at for Ware's number 5. Here comes the throw-in. Another one of those long throws. Good header down by Winfield. But Theo Ofori will let it run, and Darian Furlong will get another chance to propel the ball into the Clarets box. They're about to make another change. Got a substitute here in front of us. Tell you about that in a minute. As Furlong's throw comes in, everybody's missed it. Headed up in the air by Wordsworth, further out by Winfield. As the shot comes in by Ennin, is blocked by Carruthers, and Carruthers will just volley it up and looks for Jones, who controls it superbly, but in the end gives it away and allows Joel Jacobs to find Freddie Moncur. Liam Dawson's on the left-hand side. Moncur goes through to centre with Richard Ennin. Here's Liam Dawson onto the right foot. Dawson again chips it in. Here's Jack Dreyer. Dreyer can't turn though, he's got to go backwards and hasn't got any help. Has to go all the way back to Joel Jacobs. Finds Declan Nish. Declan Nish, far side, brings in Theo Ofori, who was offside. Linesman's flag goes up. All comes to nothing. And Callum Watts is going to join us. Callum Watts comes on. Anthony Wordsworth is the man that will go off. So Callum Watts, 23-year-old, former Grays player. Will operate where Wordsworth came from, in centre of midfield. And 34-year-old legs getting a rest for Anthony Wordsworth. 3 Ware subs warming up. Matt Walsh is one of them. Obviously would be an attacking possibility. Someone that would provide something just that little bit different. More aerial presence as well. So when we're going to have to start getting back into the game. They've got 19 minutes to do so. They trail here 3-1, having taken the lead after 15 minutes through Liam Dawson. Marsden, kick out on that far side, brings in Brooks on the halfway line. Ben Brooks finds the lively Carruthers. Carruthers ball forward for the on-running Charlie Ruff, and Fred Burbage read it, as we know he does. Starting position good again for the Ware goalkeeper, and gets there ahead of the former Ware youth player. It's all a little bit dull overhead where the sunshine's gone. So still fairly warm. Winfield heads it up in the air. Richard Ennin will keep it in, left-hand side, deep inside Chelmsford territory. Has to go backwards to Joel Jacobs. Dawson for Jacobs again. Jacobs looks for the run of Jack Dreyer down that side, but header goes in. Declan Nish is there and bundles in to the substitute Callum Watts, who goes down. Free kick taken quickly. Chelmsford could be on there. It's almost 4 against 3. In fact, 5 against 3 if they put it to Darbury on that far side. Darbury's going to try and pull the ball across the box. He does. Looking for Charlie Ruff. Well read, Darian Furlong. Finds Theo Ofori. Game getting stretched. Ofori, space is denied by Ben Brooks on that far side, and he will prepare to take the throw in for Ware. In fact, he's going to leave it for David Sota. David Sota, who's first style player. He can operate all the way across the back 4. Right back, left back, centre back. He's played in every position. So Nish heads it up in the air, looking for Dawson. It's all a bit scrappy. Bowers heads it towards the halfway line, up in the air again, this time by Dan Rumans. Down by Francis. Francis has gone round Joel Jacobs, and Dan Rumans in the way. And good job he was. At the expense of a corner, Charlie Ruff was snipping about again, and he really has looked lively, Jermaine Jacobs, hasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he's done fantastic. Speedy little winger as well. He's got a good pace on him, and again, with that is the potential to cause problems. So on this near side, it will be the corner kick. Ben Brooks got Carruthers coming short again. Ware have kept 2 forward here. Theo Ofori and Liam Dawson. Corner's going to come high to the post. Up goes Winfield. He won the header over Dan Romans, but straight at Freddie Burbage. Long kick forward, and it's a good one. Theo Ofori, right hand side of the box with Darbury for company. Ofori turns inside him. Ofori goes down.
Flag goes up. It's going to be a free kick. It was outside the box. And Ware will have themselves a free kick right on the line. There wasn't much in it, it's got to be said. If Theo would have taken one further step forward, that would have been a penalty. But it's going to be a free kick, which Joel Jacobs will take. Furlong and Ruman's coming up from the back. And I think we know what to expect from Chelmsford here. They're going to pull everybody back. Where substitutes have made their way back to the bench. No immediate signs of anything happening there, but see what happens here first. Joel Jacobs with the left boot. We've got 16 minutes plus time added on. Ware need a goal to get themselves back in contention here. Jacobs will take it with the left boot, fires it in. Oh, the goalkeeper missed it and pushed it into the back of the net. Joel Jacobs has provided what Ware needed. They're back in the game here, and with 15 minutes remaining, it's Ware 2, Chelmsford City 3.
Fantastic free kick there from Joel. He's really livened this crowd up as well. That's what they need. And in this crowd to get behind and almost urge that ball over the line. And back to 3-2, as you say. We've got about another 15 minutes to go, plus stoppage time. Game on. Let's go.
Well, Joel Jacobs will want to claim it, and goalkeeper Jacob Marsden will want him to have it as well. He won't want that to be an own goal. But we're back in the game. 3-2 the trail here. And suddenly the Ware crowd have woken up. As Egamimi picks the ball up, plays the ball on this near side. Nipped inside to Dave Winfield. Winfield for Ben Brooks. Ben Brooks inside for Vazumi. Vazumi for Winfield. Winfield on this near side of the field for Luke Jenkins. It's a little bit of keep ball. Trying to take the heat out of things. We're not pressing them. This time they are with Ennin on this near side, but the ball's a good one. Finds Charlie Ruff. Charlie Ruff. He's got Jones in front of him. Jones turns the ball for Carruthers. Carruthers miscontrols it, and Darian Furlong gets a boot in on the halfway line. Brooks will find Azamimi. Azamimi's got two Ware shirts round him, but in the end he brings in one of those two substitutes. Callum Watts. Here's Watts again near side for the lively Francis. Ball forward though. He's going to land straight with Freddie Burbage from Jenkins. Let's go Ware, says the man, away to our right hand side. Well, history repeats itself in an FA Cup tie. This Ware, of course, came from behind in the last minute to deny Emma Hempstead. If there is a replay, it will be, as far as we know, at the Melbourne Stadium on Tuesday night. As on the far side, Darbro picks the ball up. So Chelmsford got another little date with the Hertfordshire team next week. They're playing St Albans in National League South. As a Mume off of Declan Niche, and it'll break to Joel Jacobs. And Joel plays the ball all the way back to Freddie Burgage. He's played his part in keeping Ware in this one. Long kick forward though, easy meet for Brooks. Brooks on this near side, looks for Jenkins, who gives Watts something to do under pressure from Freddie Moncur. And Brooks will put it all the way back to the goalkeeper Marsden, whose hurried clearance is flicked on by Jones. Darian Furlong, one of those long legs. David Sota's header for Darbury on the far side, who shrugged aside by Declan Niche. But the referee gives a free kick. And it's going to be a free kick to Chelmsford over on that far side. No signs of another Ware substitution yet. Brooks will put the ball back to Azamimi. Azamimi back deep inside his own half. The skipper Dave Winfield. 12 minutes plus time added on the go. Long ball forward, so Darbury on that far side. Sota was equal to it. They got there first. Darbury will get it back though. Sota got a foot in, and there's Jack Dreyer getting it back for Ware. Doing well. Finds Rumans. He skies it inside the centre circle. Brothers has given it away to Liam Dolson. And here comes Richard Ennin down the left hand side. Dolson getting into the box. Ennin's cross though goes wide and back behind for a goal kick. Just needed that little bit of composure there, and he didn't show it.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've said a couple of times from before. Sometimes they just need to take that second or two to have a look what's going on, who's coming into the box, and I don't think he's done that, and he's just taken that chance, and unfortunately it hasn't come off for him.
Well, if you've been following 90 Minutes Live this season, you've had plenty of goals, no doubt about that. We had 8 last week, of course, in the FA Trophy. Welling Garden City, we've got 5 here. But on that occasion, of course, at Welling, it was the home side who were up against it, and the home side are up against it here. But here comes Declan Niche, turns inside, but then gives the ball away to Watts. They'll get it back, but Declan bumps into Darbury, and Chelmsford will have a free kick, which I'm sure they will take their time about taking. Mr. Pratt tells them to get on with it. And the ball goes back for the goalkeeper, Marsden. Long, a high ball forward. Rumans is there, does well. Carruthers gets the broken ball, though. And here's Charlie Ruff, fires in the shot. Fred Burbage had it under control. It goes tamely wide of the target. 10 minutes to go. And we're looking, well, for a replay in the second qualifying round of the FA Cup. So again, equaliser in the next couple of minutes. They might be looking to win it, but certainly getting a third goal is the first thing on the agenda for Bulls' team. Freddie Burbage, kick forward. Declan Nish goes up. Bounce off a Darbury for Richard Ennin. Ennin misses it. And good control by Jermaine Francis, but in the end, Declan Nish gets it. Good ball from him. Searches out Theo Ofori going down the right-hand side. Dawson's in the box. Ofori's lost it, though, to Brooks. And Carruthers, Charlie Ruff was screaming for it, didn't get it. But further upfield is Callum Jones. Jones gives it away, though. And Soto will put it all the way back to Fred Burbage. Sky overhead's gone a little bit grey here at Watson. Started out in brilliant sunshine for us. It's got a little bit grey overhead. As Freddie Burbage's ball is headed by Watts into the centre circle, flag up for offside. It was Callum Jones who came back from an offside position. It's going to be another substitution here. Going to see Freddie Hockey, who's a striker. He's going to come on for Chelmsford. Joe Jacobs got a free kick to make, where substitutes still warming up. 9 minutes to go. Joe Jacobs has pulled Ware back into contention as Physio's out, actually. And he's going to need a little bit of attention to Theo Ofori, which is always a worry when Theo goes down. They kind of nursed him through that Hertford game with the problem he had there. He came on as a sub against Hadley, but worrying that seeing him down.
Yeah, it does cause a bit of concern for them, and I'm sure he'll be fine. But I mean, I know when Paul spoke to us a few weeks ago, he was saying, he's been playing a couple of games elsewhere just to get his fitness back up. But sometimes you do worry if that's a little bit too much, and you've got to think of the whole season in situations like this, not just one-off games. So hopefully he'll be all right, and we'll have to wait and see if he gets up and continues.
Well, Matt Walsh looks like he's going to come on, which I think will sadly mean Theo won't play a further part. The Chelmsford change has been made. Charlie Ruff has gone off, and Freddie Hockey has come on for Chelmsford. Theo actually gave the thumbs up there to the bench, so I don't know whether he is going to continue. Matt Walsh is stripped and ready to go, wearing number 18. So Kevin goes there, but hasn't showed us the board yet. So referee says you want to make the change. Kevin says no. So I think Theo might continue, and Matt Walsh has gone back to the bench. Free kick taken by Joel Jacobs, only onto the head of, on that far side, Ben Brooks. And here's Darbury. Darbury has got the run of Freddie Hockey through the middle. Good challenge by Dan Romans, but nobody forward for the ball from Freddie Moncur. Matt Walsh still looks like he's going to come on, but not till the ball goes out of play. Theo Ofori is ready to come back on, I think, on the far side. He's making his way round. It looks as if he will be. As ball on this side brings in Luke Jenkins to Azamimi, who's seen plenty of the ball this afternoon. Number 6 finds Watts. Watts brings in Ben Brooks far side for Carruthers running inside David Sota, brings in Azamimi, near side of the field for Jenkins ball forward, looking for the on-running Carruthers. Chance here, Samir Carruthers, right-hand side, pulls the ball across, bounces off of Dan Rumans and goes behind for another corner. Corner number 6 on the afternoon for Chelmsford City. No sign of Matt Walsh coming on. It's going to be Ben Brooks who's going to take it with the left boot. And Ware have kept 2 forward. Chelmsford have kept 3 back to mark them. Carruthers again looking for that short corner as he has been all afternoon. This time Brooks doesn't want to know. Another long one, far post, good header by Dan Rumans coming in as Winfield was coming in hoping to get hold of it. But it's a cost of a throw-in to the visitors. 5 minutes plus time added on, 4 stoppages here. Chelmsford City lead by 3 goals to 2. It's been a good game this afternoon. Ware have acquitted themselves well against opponents 2 leagues above, of course. Whatever happens here, they'll take some confidence, I think, from this performance. But here's Francis for Carruthers, far side. Brooks onto the left foot, goes over everybody, and Richard Ennin will pick it up on this near side. Signals for Liam Dolson to come to the halfway line. Dolson has got away on this left-hand side. Liam Dolson's going into the box. As Amimi is there with him. Is Richard Ennin again. Declan Neach! Oh dear. Hit it, but headed over the top of the crossbar. And that was a great break and a good opportunity. Oh, Ware wasted it.
Oh, a fantastic move there. I mean, that turn that Liam did on this left-hand side to get that break away. He's found the ball, he's crossed it over, and excellent work there from Liam. But unfortunately, Declan just couldn't finish it off.
Chance goes back in for Paul's this team. How many more will they have in the remaining 4 minutes? And time added on for stoppages. Francis goes up, headed further on by Hockey. On this near side, Ennin will collect it for Ware. Finds Joel Jacobs, long, a high ball forward. And Marsden will come out and collect that fairly comfortably, the goalkeeper. He'll certainly spare his blushes. Chelmsford get through this one with that free kick by Joel Jacobs, which went straight in. Well, did it go straight? Or did it go in off the goalkeeper? It was difficult to tell, really. The goalkeeper, I think, punched it into the side netting. But he won't want to claim it. Long ball forward. Winfield will let it run over his head before he won't get there. And Marsden will come out to collect. Matt Walsh has sat down again, so that change not on for Ware. I think they're going to go with the 11 they got on the park. There's Darbraith, far side for Samir Carruthers. Got to watch Francis on this side. He's got a lot of space. Carruthers, though, looks like he's going to go down the other wing with Brooks. Brooks is offside. Long cross. Francis volleys it over the top of the crossbar. It was a moot point now, I think. The referee had sounded the whistle. Whether he wanted to produce a yellow card, didn't do so. And Fred Burbage will take the kick. 3 minutes plus time added on at Watson Park here on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf Direct Limited. Fred Burbage with the left boot. High ball. They're going to let it bounce once and it'll bounce into the arms of his opposite number, Jacob Marsden. And Chelmsford will be thankful for that. Marsden will take his time and clear him from the edge of his box. Long ball forwards, and even Freddie Burbage are playing keep ball there. As Marsden's long ball goes straight into the arms of the Ware keeper. Burbage further downfield, looking for Richard Ennin. Up in the air on this near side of the field goes Luke Jenkins. Here is, in fact, it's going to be a double change for Ware. Matt Walsh is going to be one of them who's going to come on, and the other one who's going to come on is Gabriel Chabbs, highly regarded youngster on the Ware lineup. It's going to be Joel Jacobs who's going to come off for Matt Walsh, which means Ware will go through at the back, and Gabriel Chabbs will come on to make his FA Cup debut in place of Richard Ennin. So young man made his debut in the FA Trophy last week and makes his first team debut here in the FA Cup, and he's going to be playing in the FA Youth Cup, you would surmise, on Tuesday night. So quite a couple of weeks for the teenager. Throw-in's going to come from Darian Furlong, who's just down by the dugout. Furlong's throw-in. Matt Walsh's aerial presence in there. Here is Matt Walsh. Bounces off a defender. Did he go behind? Well, Darian Furlong's got it. Puts it back across the box. They're headed down by Chaps with his first touch, and almost had Theo Afori in.
Well, what a way to start your career at Watson Park, isn't it? I mean, it's fantastic to see a youngster, a promising youngster, coming on and being given the opportunity. And I think we've just had a signal for added time, Pete.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Kevin,
7 minutes.
7 minutes. Kevin brought the board up. There's a minute still left. But at the end of that, 7 minutes left for Ware. They do score late goals, so they need one now. Chaps goes in again. This time is adjudged to have fouled Brooks, who will stay down and make the most of it and take just a few more seconds off the clock. So Matt Walsh is in the centre now. Liam Dalton's pulled to the left, and Gabriel Chaps on the right hand side. 3-man front line, 3-man back line as well. David Sota now is playing at right centre back. Dan Rumans at left with Darian Furlong in the middle. It's changed out of necessity because Ware need a goal. Here's Francis, can't keep it in. Ware have themselves to throw in deep down here by the corner flag. As they're being waved on by the Ware bench. Darian Furlong's throw in. Matt Walsh can't get there. Ball's going to bounce to Jones, who goes down under challenge by Dan Rumans. Didn't need to do that. And it gives Chelmsford a chance to take a breath and take a free kick. A minute overplayed. Matt Walsh got a bang on the nose when going up there, and he's down and just getting himself back up again. Carruthers short to Brooks. Carruthers on this near side looks for Francis, and Jones can't keep it in. And so Ware will have a goal kick, which Freddie Burbidge will take. Theo Afori's on that right hand side now for an almost 4-man Ware front line. And just Freddie Moncur and Jack Dreyer. Declan Nish in midfield. Fred Burbidge from the goal away to our right hand side. Kick forward, up goes Matt Walsh, doesn't get there. Winfield gets there first. He's going to go out for a throw in. Darian Furlong will fancy that. He's going to take the throw in midway inside his own half. But Ware number 5 throws the ball down the line, but straight onto the head of Watts. Back into that half. Back out by Winfield. Up in the air by Jones. Here's Carruthers. Carruthers puts it through on this near side to Freddie Hockey. Hockey could finish it here, but he scuffs his shot and puts it wide of Fred Burbidge's goal. The bright orange boots didn't do the job for the number 19. And Ware live again. But time is running out. 2 of the 7 have been played. And time added on for stoppages. Fred Burbidge again from the goal away to our right hand side. Up goes Matt Walsh. Flicks off the head. I think of Luke Jenkin. Ware have got a throw in. Darian Furlong will take one of those long throw corners, as we'll call it. Right down side of the Ware dugout again. Paul Wolsey is there. Lewis Rose is there. Here comes Darian Furlong's throw. Matt Walsh the target again. The head goes in from Matt Walsh. It's a good clearance by Azamimi to the halfway line onto the head of David Sota. Up and under from Jack Dreyer, but it's going to be easy meat for Marsden, and will come out and collect it on the penalty spot for Chelmsford City. No chance there for Ware. 3 minutes played over the top. 4 minutes to go. Chelmsford edging towards a place in the draw for the 3rd qualifying round of the FA Cup on Monday. Fred Burbidge on his head Ware forward, looking for a replay on Tuesday. That Walsh goes up. Jenkins heads it out, but it's going to be a throw in. And Darian Furlong once again will take the throw in on this near side of the field. Darian's throw, looking for the edge of the area. Matt Walsh goes up. He's beaten to it, but here's Declan Leach, fires it in. And he's blocked by Winfield. Goalkeeper would have had something to do there. That was going goalward from Declan Leach. Freddie Moncur picks it up for Ware. Finds Declan again on that far side, onto the halfway line for David Sota. Sota's high up and under on this near side, onto the head of Francis. And Francis will find Jones. Jones has got Freddie Hockey. He's got Francis coming up with him as well. Jones puts the brakes on though. Plays the ball inside for Watts. Jones gets it back again. Central midfield for Ezamimi. Taking vital seconds off the clock as far as Ware are concerned. Here's Darbury. I have a chance for a run in. Here's Freddie Hockey. Oh! Just wide of the post from Freddie Hockey. 4 minutes over the top played. Ware still alive. They trail there by 3 goals to 2. Apologies if you heard something that you didn't like there. Language, Timothy, as used to be said of those who remember the old sitcom with Ronnie Gilbert. As Matt Walsh goes up, Jenkins wins the ball. Walsh is making a nuisance of himself. Jenkins high ball. Skies for Darian Furlong, who's waiting for Fred Burbage to come. And he does in the end. Jones kicks out at Furlong. And Burbage will get it clear on that far side for Theo Afori on the halfway line. Afori's got Darbury for company. Afori belts the ball and it just ricochets off of Hockey. Here's Furlong. Finds David Sota. Sota onto the halfway line for Theo Afori, who'd evaded Carruthers. Afori, near side, brings down Rumors forward. Liam Dawson's on the left. Stan's first control wasn't good, but on the far side is Gabriel Chaps. Brings it down on the edge of the area, but he's robbed of the ball by Darbury. And Darbury will put it inside. Clearance was more in hope by Brooks than anything, but it picks out Carruthers. Hockey's missed it, and David Sota has it for Ware on the halfway line. David Sota going down that right-hand touchline. Further down the line for Theo Afori. Can he get into the box? Theo onto the left boot. Is Theo Afori still? Jack Dreyer! It's in! Jack Dreyer scored it! From the edge of the area. No chance for Marston. They have done it again. Lightning strikes against a team from National League South. Ware have equalised. In time added on for stoppages. It's 3-3.
Oh, Pete, I mean, I know what we said at the start of this game, that they just don't give up and they keep going and going, even if they are, a couple of goals down. That just proves the point. Time and time again, you can trust these players to keep going until the 95th, 6th, 7th minute. And all they've got to do now, we know it's happened before, I don't want to speak too soon, Pete, but they've just got to keep their heads. There's only going to be a couple of minutes left to go on the clock. Keep your heads, keep going, and we can look forward to a replay on Tuesday night.
Keep it calm, boys, keep it calm. Well, it was the old guard that did it a couple of years ago against Hemel Hempstead. It's one of the new guard, Jack Dreyer, who's done it here with a thumping finish for his 3rd goal of the season. And it's 3-3. And I think it's what Ware have deserved. It's been a cracking cup tie here at Watson Park, and it's still not over. Here's Darbury forward for Chelmsford. They're at the hurry up now. Brooks inside, but Freddie Burbage will collect it for Ware. And Freddie's clearance. That's Theo Afori going. Winfield watches it nervously go over his head as Marsden comes out and collects it for Chelmsford City. Here's Callum Watts. They're not playing walking football now, but that's it. The end of a pulsating cup tie at Watson Park, where it's ended Ware 3, Chelmsford City 3.
Well, I mean, what a tie! Absolutely fantastic game. I mean, this is what we bring to the FA Cup, where another great game here. You see from the players on the pitch, Chelmsford players on the deck, on the deck, disappointed. You've got Ware players on the deck, absolutely worn out from the continuous effort that they put into that game. And well, Pete, I'll see you Tuesday night.
Tuesday night it is. We'll be on the air at Chelmsford. We'll be going there to the Melbourne Stadium, a new ground for me. Not been there before. We'll be there on Tuesday night to cover the replay. And Well, whatever happens there, once again, the town of Ware and East Harts can be proud of this team because they've done it against a team from 2 divisions above, and they've done it in absolute style. 1-0 in front after 15 minutes through Liam Dawson's 50th goal for the club. They then conceded 3. Francis Ruff and Winfield before Joel Jacobs pulled them back in with a free kick. The goalkeeper fumbled into his own net, and in the dying seconds it was Theo Lafori who found Jack Dreyer for a finish that, well, not only was it a stunning finish into the top left hand corner to force a replay, it also, Simon, I would say, is up there already for goal of the season.
Absolutely, I mean, so much people, I mean, this crowd as well, they're coming over to applaud the crowd. We've got the kids all there cheering, we've got all the older fans cheering there as well. All the players come up, giving the home fans a huge cheer, and they deserve that. As I said, when they pulled it back to 3-2, they need these fans to get behind them for the remainder of the game, and that's exactly what they did. And these fans can take a little bit of credit for that equalising goal.
Yeah, well done the fans, well done the team as the referee goes down the tunnel. I thought he had a decent game as well, by the way, Mr. Pratt. Didn't do a lot wrong.
No, I don't think we had any need to mention the referee at all, so that's always a good sign for us.
Well, we know what Paul's going to be saying out there. Smiles all round. Well done, boys. But you've got to do it all again on Tuesday night. And just remember what happened. Cast your minds back a couple of years when the Hemel came here. They were in front. Ware equalised in the very last minute, and then they went to Hemel and won 1-0 with a goal from Liam Hope. Yeah. So who knows?
I mean, it's absolutely possible. I mean, you've got the Chelmsford City players. They're making their way down the tunnel. They look absolutely dejected, and you can't blame them for conceding the goal so late into the game. I know a lot of the fans that have been around us for the game, they were getting on their backs. They weren't happy with some of the play that was going on. And I will make one apology. I'm going to apologise to Charlie, my son Charlie, because mate, I'm sorry, but I can't take you to training on Tuesday night now. So we'll have to see if your nan or your mum can take you along. But unless, of course, you fancy coming to Chelmsford with us on Tuesday night, Charlie.
Well, but Mrs H will be happy. TV's all yours Tuesday night. Well, the Ware team are there. We'll get the thoughts of Paul Halsey. We'll have the commentary highlights online tomorrow, and of course the YouTube footage with the added commentary. If your ears ring a bit of that after Jack Dreyer's goal, I do apologise. But it was a little bit spectacular, to say the least. Thanks for joining us here on 90 Minutes Live. We will be live on Tuesday night from Chelmsford for the replay. Watch out on the socials for news of that. And next Saturday, of course, we'll be involved in cup action again at Felixstowe and Walton United. Big week for 90 Minutes. Big week for Ware coming up. And thanks to Simon, as always. And, we'll catch you Tuesday night, and we'll enjoy this evening.